Are you craving a trip on Space Mountain? Well, we've got the next best thing. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePauli, and welcome to the House of Mouse headlines for the week of October 4th, 2020, brought to you by LaughingPlace.com, your up-to-date resource for the latest Disney news every day of the week. In this week's news, major layoffs at the Disney parks, a sequel to the live-action Lion King, reports of another MCU Disney Plus series in the works, and more. So let's get to it.
Hear the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
First up this week, the NYPD is searching for a man who was seen on security footage sucker punching the one and only Rick Moranis, star of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. According to ABC 7 New York, the 67-year-old actor was near Central Park West on Thursday morning when the man hit him and continued walking. As a result of the attack, Moranis hurt his head, back, and hip and went to the hospital for evaluation. If anyone has any information or can identify the attacker, you can call the NYPD Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-577-TIPS. This was obviously some really disturbing news to wake up to, but Moranis has stated that he's doing fine. I'm assuming that the attacker was simply attacking a random person, but I hope he's seeing all over the news that the person he hurt is an American icon. Of course, nobody should be hit, but you just don't do that to Rick Moranis. Jeez. Over at Walt Disney World, the appropriately named, for the first time in forever, a Frozen SingAlong celebration will resume shows at Disney's Hollywood Studios. If you'll recall, the show is a live SingAlong event led by the Royal Historians of Arendelle, with appearances from Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, and Olaf. Obviously, some adjustments to the staging and audience seating will be made to allow for appropriate physical distancing. For the first time in forever, a Frozen SingAlong celebration will retake the stage at Disney's Hollywood Studios on October 5th. Earlier this week, the Walt Disney Company announced the heartbreaking news that it would be laying off approximately 28,000 domestic employees in their Disney parks, experiences, and products division, with 67% of those positions being part-time. According to reports, this will include both union and non-union workers in executive, salaried, and hourly roles. In California, where the theme parks remain closed, 5,000 Disneyland cast members will be affected, along with 400 Imagineers who are also expected to be let go. In a letter to cast, Disney Parks Experiences and Products Chairman Josh D'Amaro wrote, "As you can imagine, a decision of this magnitude is not easy. For the last several months, our management team has worked tirelessly to avoid having to separate anyone from the company. We've cut expenses, suspended capital projects, furloughed our cast members while still paying benefits, and modified our operations to run as efficiently as possible. However, we simply cannot responsibly stay fully staffed while operating at such limited capacity." End quote. While these layoffs will occur throughout the end of the year, some beloved Walt Disney World entertainment staples have already shared notice of their unplanned departures. This includes the Grand Floridian Society Orchestra, which has been seen at the resort for 32 years. Most recently, they performed as the Disney Society Orchestra at Disney's Hollywood Studios, with that show ending on October 3rd. Additionally, Bob Jackson, known to Port Orleans Riverside guests as Yeehaw Bob, has also informed fans that he'll no longer be performing at Walt Disney World. In a post to his Facebook page, Jackson said, "And that's how it ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. I've just learned my act will not be returning to Disney. I made so many friends over the last 23 years. It was a great time. We had lots of laughs together." End quote. This is obviously really sad news, as I see friends and so many people on social media confirming their personal layoff. There's not much I can say at this moment to make anyone feel better other than thank you. Thank you for the years of service and for making the happiest places on Earth places that are full of joy. As Walt Disney said, "You can design and create and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make the dream a reality." End quote. If you're a former cast member, you will be missed, and if your desire is to one day end up back at the company, I hope it works out for you. In more sad news, actress and singer Helen Reddy has passed away at the age of 78. Reddy is best known to Disney fans for her work in the 1977 film Pete's Dragon, in which she played Nora, the lighthouse keeper who befriends Pete and yearns to be reunited with her lost love. In the film, she also sang the Oscar-nominated ballad Candle on the Water. Speaking of singing, Reddy had a successful off-screen singing career as well, including such hits as I Am Woman and Delta Dawn. Posting to Reddy's official Facebook page, her family wrote, "She was a wonderful mother, grandmother, and a truly formidable woman. Our hearts are broken, but we take comfort in the knowledge that her voice will live on forever." Those looking forward to another installment of the D23 Expo will have to wait a bit longer. This week, the official Disney fan club announced that the next expo would be held in 2022, marking the first time the event has departed from its typical biennial schedule since 2009. However, some things will remain the same as the event will return to the Anaheim Convention Center from September 9th through 11th of 2022. As for what will be discussed in the delayed event, D23 says that the Walt Disney Company will announce plans for its 100th anniversary celebration, which will occur in 2023. So get ready for the ultimate Disney fan event coming to you in just 2 years' time. Although the delay is disappointing, it also makes a lot of sense. Disney parks' budgets are being majorly slashed, and movie releases are constantly changing, so it's not like they'd have that much to announce in 2021. While 2019's version of The Lion King may not have been the biggest critical hit, it did gross more than $1.6 billion worldwide. Therefore, it probably isn't surprising that a sequel to the film is in the works. This time around, Moonlight director Barry Jenkins has been tapped to helm the project. Although few details are known, Deadline suggests that the story will share the mythology of the characters, including Mufasa's origins. No release date for the follow-up film has been announced just yet, but with the backlog of films and delays in production, it will likely be a few years before this Lion King roars again. Disney fans near Santa Monica, California will soon have the opportunity to not only see some of their favorites on the big screen, but also catch some new Disney Plus originals in a unique setting. From October 5th through the 12th, the Disney Plus DriveIn Festival will pop up at Barker Hangar. The event will include free screenings of Tangled, Coco, Hocus Pocus, The Sound of Music, and more. Additionally, the festival will see red carpet premieres for the new series The Right Stuff, as well as the film Clouds. Each night will also kick off with a classic animated short, fan-favorite episodes of The Simpsons, or sneak peek trailers from Disney Plus originals. As you can expect, reservations for these screenings have already filled up, but here's hoping that future festivals will be held, and maybe even hit the road. Disney Plus has found their Ms. Marvel. This week, Deadline revealed that newcomer Iman Vellani had been cast as Kamala Khan in the Marvel Studios' upcoming Ms. Marvel series. While the show will be Iman's first major role in TV and film, she has been active in trying to diversify the entertainment industry as part of the Next Wave Committee at the 2019 Toronto Film Festival. Not to be confused with Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan, debuted in her own comic in 2014, and Kevin Feige has teased the character's future on the big screen as well. At this time, the Ms. Marvel series has no release date, but will arrive on Disney Plus as part of their growing MCU lineup. Speaking of Marvel on Disney Plus, it seems as though Nick Fury will be getting a series of his own. According to reports, Samuel L. Jackson will once again reprise the role that he originated in a post-credits scene attached to the first Iron Man film. Since then, director Fury has seen all kinds of twists and turns at S.H.I.E.L.D. and beyond. Of course, it's unclear which of these adventures will be featured in the supposed series. Given Fury's high clearance level, don't expect much to be declassified about the show for a while, but it may be worth brushing up on your MCU history with many of Fury's appearances now streaming on Disney+. Following the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman in August, a new mural paying tribute to the Black Panther star was unveiled at the Disneyland Resort this week. Titled King Chad, the artwork now adorns the former ESPN Zone building in downtown Disney. The mural was created by artist and former Disney Imagineer Nicholas Smith. As he explained in an Instagram post, "It is a full circle moment for me. My final 2 projects as a Disney Imagineer last summer were working on the Children's Hospital project and the Avengers Campus," adding, "To millions of kids, T'Challa was a legend larger than life, and there was no one more worthy to fill those shoes than Chadwick Boseman. I'm so thankful to be able to honor Chadwick's life and purpose in this way." Finally this week, the Sanderson Sisters are back together for one night only. On October 30th, Bette Midler will be joined by Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy Najimy for a virtual charity event to support the New York Restoration Project. Tickets for the special live broadcast are $10 and are on sale now at nyrpshop.org, along with unique Hocus Pocus merchandise. So hurry over to get yours before they're gone for another 300 years. That's going to do it for the news this week, so let's get to this week's Twitter poll where I asked you folks, if you could pick only one to watch this Halloween season, which do you choose? Your options were Hocus Pocus or Halloween Town. In second place was Halloween Town with 34% of the votes, followed by the winner Hocus Pocus with 66% of the votes. Do you agree with these results? Cast your vote in the Twitter poll every week by following Dizney CTC on Twitter. That's Dizney CTC on Twitter. And folks, if you haven't listened to this past Wednesday's episode, definitely check it out, as I discussed the use of puppetry in the Disney parks with a puppeteer from Sesame Street. And this upcoming Wednesday, the spooky season begins on Disney Coast to Coast. The easiest way to make sure you don't miss any of the magic is by subscribing to Disney Coast to Coast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Wherever you search, don't forget, it's Disney with a Z, Coast to Coast. And folks, if you haven't checked it out yet, my second podcast, called That Halloween Podcast, has officially launched. And in the first few days alone, I've had several Disney guests discussing Halloween movies and specials. You should definitely check it out. Just search for That Halloween Podcast in your podcast app. And if you'd like to support this show and become part of the DCTC community and gain bonuses, visit patreon.com/DisneyCTC. That's patreon.com/DIZNEYCTC. Other than that, folks, have a magical day. Bye!
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Disney Coast to Coast is produced and hosted by Jeff DePauli. Learn more about the podcast and become a supporter at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. This podcast is part of the DePodcast Network. Learn more about this show, plus find more quality and entertaining podcasts at DePodcastNetwork.com. That's DEPodcastNetwork.com.